Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are. I'm certainly not, but that's okay. It's just one of those days where like nothing's actually going wrong, but like nothing's going right either. I would say like nothing's going to plan, but that would imply that I had a plan. So yeah, it's just, I feel scattered and off today, but that's okay. I always have a lot of fun when I'm on here streaming with you guys, so hopefully that will turn the day around. And today we are going to be taking a look at the new Erin Condren Back to School collection. I'm really excited. So today we're going to be taking a look at the website and looking at everything that they're showing as part of this Back to School collection. And I specifically mentioned that because last week on Friday, I did a haul because Erin Condren was kind enough to send me the collection in advance. And so I did my first impressions and stuff like that. And so this is kind of like an add-on to that where we're really going to look at everything on the website and things that maybe we haven't seen yet because Erin Condren didn't send it to me. We'll see. I'm excited. So if you haven't already and you're watching live, please sound off in the chat so I can say hello. So far I'm seeing Ahmed and Yvonne. Hello. I hope you are doing well. And let's just go ahead and get right into the screen share. While I'm doing that, I do want to give you guys a heads up that I will have to be ending this stream a little bit earlier than normal today. Usually I'm able to stream as long as I feel like it, but today I do have to go to the post office. Part of things not going to plan is that I didn't get my orders shipped out before the stream. So I have to make sure I get there before 5:30 because that's when last pickup is. I don't like to have orders sitting in the box overnight. For those of you who might not know, I own and run a sticker shop over on Etsy. So if you are interested in checking that out, there is a link in the description box down below as well as a coupon code. Use, I believe it's 𝗀𝗵𝗠𝗖𝗍𝗏 for 15% off your purchase on my Etsy shop. Super excited there. And I also have an affiliate link to the Erin Condren website. Again, using that supports me, won't cost you anything extra. It's just a nice little way to say you enjoy my content. Yay! And hello, Leah. I hope you are doing well. As you can see on your screen, we have the wonderful Erin Condren website here. As I said, we're just going to be kind of going through and seeing what's here. Here is the actual website, or the page, I guess, for the Back to School collection. I also want to point out that when the ID.me system first came out, they were saying that you could, specifically teachers, could use this system to verify that they were teachers through the Erin Condren website and get like discounts and things like that. I don't know if it's a continual discount or just when they have teacher discounts, but it looks like they also have that for students as well now. So I know that it's a little bit more common to be a student than a teacher. So if you are a student and you want 10% off everything, definitely go ahead and check that out. I also have a coupon in the description box down below for $10 off your first purchase on erinCondren.com if you've never made a purchase, and some other good stuff here. So back to school, we have seen a lot of this stuff either in person or, well, I've seen it in person, you've seen it through the screen, or through promotional images. And it looks like they are kind of taking everything here as far, like, they're not just highlighting the back to school accessories, they're also highlighting the teacher lesson planner, which came out a couple months ago, academic planner, which came out last month, and all that good stuff. So a lot going on here. I have not scrolled down this page yet, so while I am familiar with a lot of the things in the collection, I'm going to be seeing what the page itself has to offer along with you guys. Oh, Leah, you finished a new template today. Congratulations. Leah and I mean, you've talked about it before, so I don't think it's like really a secret, but I do a little bit of coaching of Etsy sellers in addition to selling on Etsy and doing YouTube. So Leah booked a coaching call with me the other day, and we had a lot to talk about, and I gave her a lot of advice that I think was awesome. Who knows if, I mean, she said she thought it was good, but, you know, I can't speak for her. But anyway, if there are any Etsy sellers out there and you are interested in coaching, feel free to email me. My email is tefwilliams@gmail.com. It is in the description box down below, and I can send you my rates. I absolutely love coaching people, and I will say that, you know, shameless self-promotion, that when selling stickers on Etsy, there are definitely some like specifics to the planner sticker niche that do not hold true for other sellers on Etsy. So that is one thing that unique thing that I can bring when coaching, specifically coaching people that sell planner stickers, but I've also coached people across a ton of different niches. So anyway, oh, thank you, Leah, for saying I'm an excellent coach. It was so exciting to meet you and like see your shop and everything like that. So yeah, it was amazing. I've actually been thinking about, right now I'm just doing individual coaching, but I've been thinking about maybe opening some sort of like group coaching or something like that. Obviously there's a lot more that has to go along behind that, but I was thinking that that could be kind of fun because there is there's something to be said for talking to other people who are, you know, doing the same things that you're doing, you know, whether it's selling on Etsy or YouTube or different things like that, having a cohort. So the group coaching, you not only get to learn from the coach, but you get to learn from everybody else that is around you. Okay, finally scrolling down. So new arrivals is at the very top. They're talking about the 10% off everything. And it looks like they have their whiteboards that they're talking about. Ackman, just don't call it 𝗬𝗏𝗄. Yeah, I probably won't. Yeah. I'm not sure what I would call it. Maybe like Coco and Opal coaching. I don't know. I try to pull like Coco and Opal into everything. Ooh, sticker shop classes, group coaching is an amazing idea. I could specifically do like a class on how to create your own stickers. That could be kind of fun. I know that when I was learning how to create stickers, I was looking at people's YouTube videos and they were definitely helpful, but the downside of watching YouTube videos is that you don't have someone to ask your questions to. You can leave comments, but you don't always get a response, or sometimes it's not a good way to actually get your questions answered just because it's a more complex question or you need a demonstration for the answer. So maybe doing something like that where it's like, follow along with me and then I can answer your questions could be kind of fun. I don't know. Keep an eye out for that. I'm not going to promise it anytime soon, but you know, I'll think about it. The other thing is that I could always do, this would be a lot easier to do. I could always do a stream one of these weeks where I do like sticker designing 101 or something like that and kind of go through and actually teach you. A lot of times I will go and like show you my process, but I will explain what I'm doing, but I won't necessarily kind of say like, okay, here's where you start and all that good stuff. So that could be fun for people that are interested in that too. We'll see. And by the way, Leah, if you are interested, since we have mentioned it, feel free to post the link to your Etsy shop in the comments. I think because it's a link, I'm pretty sure I'll have to approve it. I don't think it will flat out say you can't post it. But I'll go through and manually approve it. Since we're talking about it, her sticker kits are so cute. And I'm down for supporting other sticker creators. I am of the opinion that there is enough room for everybody. Everybody has their own planning style, but also every designer has their own style when creating stickers. And so I am all down for sharing the love. Ooh, okay, Leah, you learned. I love how I said we're talking about the back to school collection. Now we're talking about his planner stickers. Yay, tangents. Whenever I talk about tangents, I always think of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because I affectionately call it one big tangent. Anyway, yeah, I learned about sticker making from a class by Rachel Denise, Sticky Situations Co. Okay, I hadn't heard of her, but honestly, you know so much more about the Etsy side of things that you'd be great. Aw, thank you. Yeah, so I joined an Etsy coaching group. It used to be called the Fuzzy and Birch Tribe. I think it's now called 𝗀𝗏𝑜𝑢sedpreneur. But I joined that back in February of 2019, I think. And then about a year and a half after that, they were looking for a new coach. And so I coached for them for, I think, about a year and a half. And then they decided to take a step back on the coaching and kind of figure out where the company was going. So right now, because of that, I'm on a little bit of a break. I'm still a little bit involved. And then when they need new coaches again, you know, we'll talk, and hopefully I'll be coaching for them again in some point in the near future. But yeah, that's kind of how I got started coaching. I was just like active in the community and answering questions and stuff like that. And I learned so much, and they're like, hey, we think you would make a good coach. So I did that with them, and now I do some coaching on the side. So yeah, you can't get a link to post, Leah? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me, since I specifically mentioned it, I think I can pull it up on my end pretty fast. I'm pretty sure I can send the link through. It's, I understand why, to some extent, why YouTube does it this way. It doesn't want people posting spam, but I wish it would, like give it as an option for like at least to go through moderation. But yeah, I just posted it for you. I just didn't want to have to go digging through my email. Oh, Lindsay plans. You love my lives because there's a place for a planner, sticker peeps to shoot the breeze. Whether or not you stay on topic doesn't matter. Yay! I'm glad you like it. So yeah, definitely go out and check out Leah, guys, because her kits are amazing. She actually is supporting some planner formats that I'm currently not in my shop. I am still working on finishing up my compact vertical kits. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you already have compact vertical up, and then you also have 𝗀𝗲𝗁𝗍 𝗂𝑗𝑛, and I think there might be one more that you have. Right now, I'm definitely doing kits, but I'm also focusing a lot on single sticker sheets because that tends to be honestly, because people tend to like those stickers. A lot of people that buy them don't just buy them for planners. I've had a lot of people buy them for their kids for school projects and stuff like that. So that's always kind of fun. And I've also had people specifically in the medical field buy my Pride stickers to put on their badges to show that they are, you know, open and friendly towards all gamuts of gender and sexual identity and expression. So that just like, it warms my heart so much, and I love it. Thank you for the clarification, Leah. 𝗀𝗲𝗁𝗍 𝗂𝑗𝑛, cousin, 𝗀𝗲𝗁𝗍 weeks, EC standard, and soon EC daily duo. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's get back to this actually, because again, today I am on a little bit of a time crunch. So we talked about the colorful repositional weekly whiteboard and notepad. This is very like thin. It's kind of, it's not necessarily like a foam core, but that, I mean, think of it like a laminated foam core type of thing. And then it has a backing that will stick, to white erase boards. So you can either like actually put it up on the wall, or if you already have a white erase board, you could just put it up on that and, you know, maybe have it cover that. And then you have some of this structure here. So hopefully you can see that. I know the picture quality is just, it's not necessarily the highest, but it's obviously high enough so that you can get the idea. So you have a little column for every day as well as reminders. And then you also have a to-do list, and that is a pad that you can pull off and even replace when you run out of it. So it can be either a to-do or to buy. I think for me, I would probably use that as a grocery list, because being able to write it there while I'm in my kitchen or next to my fridge or anything. My fridge, actually, believe it or not, is not in my kitchen. So that's why I say that. I know most people's fridges are in their kitchens, but being able to write it down and then peel it off when you're going to the store, for some reason, I mean, as planner people, you probably get it, but I like having physical lists. I don't often do them anymore because I'm very bad at remembering to take them with me, but I like having the physical list at the store when I remember. And one thing my mom and I were talking about, because as I said, I was sent this for PR, and I think it is going to go to her because she's trying to figure out what her planning style is and what's going to work for her. But what I think she said she was going to do is she was going to break each of these in half effectively, or maybe in 2/3, because she has some reoccurring meetings and whatnot. You know, I'm just throwing something out there randomly. Let's say she has yoga on Monday. She doesn't actually have yoga on Monday, but you know, she has yoga class on Monday, let's say. So she could write that at the top, or like any other standard things, if she has, I don't know, choir practice on Fridays or something like that, kind of write that at the top. And then every week when she goes in to write in either what the day's to-dos are or any other appointments or things like that, we were thinking she would write it towards the bottom of the column. That way, at the end of the week, when she goes to erase everything, she can easily just erase that week's specific stuff and keep the things that are standard every week in their spot, so she doesn't have to keep rewriting it out. And so, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work for her, but as we were kind of talking about it, I think that might be what will work for her very well. I've been trying to help her find her planning style. She's tried so many different things, and it can take a while to figure out what actually works for you. So if I hear anything, I'll keep you updated, but it might not be for quite a while. And then, I mean, my mom is a much more private person than I am, so I also, when kind of reporting back to you, also don't want to divulge any of her personal information. So that's why I was coming up with fake things that she could have throughout the week and things like that. Whereas, a lot of things for me, I'm a little bit more of an open book on, and I know that my sister, there's some things she doesn't really mind if I share. So I'm a little bit more like, oh, I'll just, say whatever it is about me specifically, and then also her, if I'm sure she wouldn't mind. So yeah. Lindsay, plans, you're saying exactly. I love so many affiliates, but there isn't as much just casual interaction. So many people I just want to be friends with, planner besties. Yeah, I mean, that's why I've really been loving this live format, because it's not just me. I mean, I'm the person who is on camera and it is my live stream, but you guys make this stream with what you say in the chat just as much as I do with whatever we're doing that day or whatever we're talking about. And in theory, if I had nothing to do that day, we could just have, a general hangout, and, I could start with a topic and we would just chat or whatever. And I don't know. I know this is like a small community and we don't usually have a ton of people that are live. Like, even compared to other live streamers, like I count as like a micro streamer, not even a small streamer. But you guys are just amazing and so interactive, and you have so many amazing things to say and contribute to the conversation. And it's really you that makes it. I know on Monday I was streaming on 4th of July, which is a holiday in the US, and a good deal of my audience is in the US, so I wasn't sure if I was going to get anybody. And I was like, it's either going to be dead because everyone's going to be doing stuff, or it's going to be crazy busy because everybody's off work, but they're not going to be doing stuff. And so it started out a little bit quiet, which again, I knew might happen. But it was so weird not to have that interaction, and it definitely felt more like back in the days. I was doing a plan with me that day, so it definitely felt like more back in the days when I would pre-film my plan with me's and essentially just ramble for half an hour or however long it was. And people were able to come in a little bit later, but it, I don't know, it was very nostalgic, I guess, which is just, it kind of reinforced how much I love the interaction and how much it makes me happy. And I know I said at the very beginning that I was having like an off day. My day is already like a million times better because I get to chat with you guys, including Sharon, who just dropped in. Hello, I hope you're doing well. Aw, Leah, thank you for being thank you for me being your favorite micro streamer. That was a weird thing to say, but that is so sweet. I think that's really all I have to say about this, except that I know that for the cover version of this, of these stripes, which is one of the covers and the themes, I guess, that we're seeing throughout some of the accessories with this launch, if I'm remembering correctly, they had one version that was more pastel and one that was more bright. And I could be wrong, but I think this was kind of the pastel one. So I was expecting this to be like a pastel version of this wall watercolor, whatever this is called, I forget, whiteboard and notepad, colorful repositional whiteboard and notepad. And it's interesting that this is the colorful version and the neutral version is like truly, well, maybe not truly neutral, because we've had a lot of debates, like, is truly neutral black and white, or is it just not bright colors? But, you know, if you look at this version, you definitely have significantly fewer graphic elements. The colors are definitely super muted. Interestingly enough, the notepad that comes with them is the same both ways, but it's kind of cool to see the differences and how they put that together. And as somebody who likes color but does not like bam in your face color, I actually really like the other one. Again, they did send it to me for PR. Even though I'm not keeping it, I'm giving it to my mom. Lindsay, you want something like this, only magnetic, and you're debating getting it and sticking magnets on it. I mean, you can get whiteboards that have similar layouts to this. I think I've seen them at Target. I'm sure they have them on Amazon, like a bunch of different places that are magnetic. Also, I mean, my whiteboard is also magnetic. I'd be interested to see if it stays magnetic through this. I already gave the one I got for PR to my mom, but I know that she is interested in using magnetic stuff too, so we'll see. I'm gonna finally move on because, yeah. Oh, Lindsay, you did a question for me. Does going live make you feel less strange over doing pre-film plan with me's, like you just started doing your own channel and talking to yourself is just strange? It's different. It's not strange. I started on YouTube a few years back originally doing makeup and beauty content, and a lot of that was a lot more edited, but I got used to talking into the ether and hearing my own voice a long time ago. So where a lot of people's like, oh, everybody hates their own voice. I'm like, well, I mean, I won't say that I'm a fan of my own voice per se, or I should say like hearing your own voice, because it is going to come up, it's going to sound different on a recording versus in your head when you're talking, if that makes sense. So anyway, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a fan of my own voice, but I'm so used to hearing it and editing at this point that it's not a big deal. And for me, it's more getting into a specific mode, whereas going live is a lot more interactive, especially now that I do get people showing up live. When I started going live, I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up live, and I started going live mostly because I wanted to get back on YouTube, but I didn't like the editing process. And so by that time, I had already essentially cut down the editing process so much that when I was doing videos, I wasn't really editing throughout. I was just doing it all in one take. So if I mumble or something like that, or fumble, can't think of the word to say, I would just keep all that in because I didn't want to spend the time. I'd rather film a video and get it up and have something up than not do anything, because I didn't like the editing. And previously I'd tried streaming a couple times, and just technically speaking, I couldn't make it work. But when I decided to try it again, I could make it technically work. But as I said, I was prepared to essentially just talk into the ether and not have anybody live. And it's just been amazing that people have decided to show up live. For me, it is a lot more fun, and it also gives me a lot more content, because not only do I get to answer your guys' questions, but you also come with details and things that I don't remember specifically. You have the ability to look things up if it's something you don't remember, whereas I at least somewhat try to keep things moving and not spending forever looking things up. And it's just different. I do enjoy streaming with interaction more than pre-filming, though. Maybe filming with somebody, with like a crew or something like that, would be different, but that's really never an experience I've had, so I can't speak to that. But as far as filming by myself versus just doing a live stream is not only me getting to hang out with you, but it's a lot more of the things that I enjoy about YouTube and a lot less of the things that I don't. So that is my long-winded explanation, but I also understand that I came to it through that pre-filming background. I've done not a ton, but a little bit of public speaking, and I was already effectively doing videos without editing, so I didn't come into the live stream feeling like I was stressed about not being able to edit things out or saying things live. Like, I knew that because I had that practice pre-filming straight through without too much editing, I wasn't worried that I was going to say something that I would later regret or want to edit out. Like, it wasn't a big deal, whereas some people might call it a bigger deal. Yeah. Lindsay, you're saying you hate editing. Basically just snip the end and put it on your screen. Your first few attempts gave you anxiety hearing yourself, and you're better with that now. Yeah, it took me a long time. I think I started this particular channel about 8 years ago now, and I've definitely been doing stuff on and off on it. I've had other channels before that I think are dead and gone on YouTube, if not very hard to find. And so those, I was definitely a lot more awkward. I was definitely a lot younger. Took me a long time to get used to it, is what I'm saying. So it's something that I've just had a few years practicing, and now, a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I could, go live and just talk. Or even when I was in my Etsy coaching group, there were a couple of times before I was officially brought on as a coach where the head coach couldn't run like an FAQ session or something like that. And because we had become friends, I was like, hey, if you want me to do it, I'm happy to do it. And I'm not going to say I wasn't nervous the first time, but it was a lot easier for me than it would have been for somebody else, because I had already had the experiences that I had on YouTube. And in general, I was fairly comfortable sitting in front of a camera and talking to people. So I didn't have to get over that part of things. It was more of a different topic that I was talking about, and I had to get used to the new format, but not the fact that I was live and talking to people on the internet. But I'm also not an editing person either. What I was doing is I was using OBS for a while to record my analyses videos of the Erin Condren Life Planner sneak peek. So it wasn't as nice as my setup, like my overlay now, but I did like a picture-in-picture and stuff like that. And instead of streaming, I just hit record. And so once I got into editing, as you said, all I had to do is chop off the beginning and the end, so it was nice. And then I had a music loop that I'd add behind it, and I had it set up so I could basically make it go as long as I needed to. So I tried to get music on the streams, but it was a headache, and so now I mostly just put it at the beginning, and I'm not even sure if it works that well, but whatever, I don't really care. But yeah, I feel you on the hating editing thing. But I also know that from a replay perspective, having my long drawn out streams is not as accessible as I would like them to be. So I have been looking into maybe doing it myself at first, or hiring someone to do edits of some of these things, the Plan With Me or the unboxings and things like that, where I am cutting out a lot of the tangents and kind of just getting to the point, because I know for a lot of people, again, that makes it a lot more accessible. And so it's not something I've put in place yet. Yay, ADHD, have a million projects going and never finish any of them. But that is something that I have been kind of cognizant about and maybe doing in the future, but I haven't actually implemented it at this time. Lindsay, here's the thing about the fumbles. I get why people cut them out, but at the same time, as long as they can still understand what you're saying and you're not pausing for long periods of time, I have no problems with keeping them in. And I don't have a problem, like, for me keeping them, but I also don't have a problem with other people talking. And I feel like being able to watch it through without any cuts, a lot of times it doesn't matter, but in some contexts it's a little bit more genuine. I don't want to get too far off the planning / YouTube topic, but what I will say is that for the past, while the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial was going on, I actually was following it, specifically the last 3 or 4 weeks, pretty closely, as well as the press coverage afterwards. And if you guys are aware, Amber Heard did an interview with Dateline. And prior to that, they released a couple of preview clips that were 10 minutes or so. And there were some differences in edits between the preview clips and the final Dateline thing that was released, and those edits, some of them took out words or slightly changed the way she was saying things in a way that could make you that made the statements different enough that, one, it made me think, don't trust an edited story, like nude story of any kind, unless you can see like an entire full statement in one take and there aren't edits in between. But it also, it just highlighted like the power of editing, and that can be used for good, or it can be used to, as I said, change the meanings of things. And I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when things are not necessarily transparent, I guess. And a lot of times when videos on YouTube are edited, they're scripted or at least outlined, and edits don't actually cause anyone harm. There are some cases that edits do cause people harm, but I think that was just a very good illustration of how powerful editing can be. And I don't really want to get into the ins and outs of that, because even though I followed it, I don't feel like I am educated enough to have a full conversation about it. I'm very much like, I don't really know about stuff, therefore I don't want to have an uninformed conversation. But also, again, because that is not the focus of this channel, I'm just trying to talk about it in like a general way, as neutrally as possible, without necessarily giving my personal views, because again, that's not this sort of channel. So yeah. Ooh, Leah, you do video editing? The problem I have right now is I'm not sure how much I can pay a video editor. So, but yeah, we can definitely talk, and, you know, let me know what your rates are and we can see if we can make something happen. One thing I was going to try today, and I totally forgot to try, is that I was going to try doing a separate recording of today's stream, because it streams in slightly lower quality than I have it on my end. And so for editing purposes, I was going to try capturing it in the high quality to see if my computer could manage it, but I forgot to. Yeah. Lindsay, yeah, fumbles reflect your natural speaking, and especially when your brand specifically is about authenticity. And I mean, I like to think that that's part of my brand, even if it's not something I necessarily say is part of my brand all the time. That's part of the image I would like to reflect, where, you know, it is social media. I am definitely going to try to put my best foot forward, but within that context, I don't want to lie about anything. I do want to show you kind of authentically who I am. And so, you know what? Yeah, I fumble. I fumble. I have ADHD. I have bad days. Like, I don't feel bad about talking about those things. There was probably a time when I did, but now I don't care about it so much. And I'm having more fun. I'm more relaxed. And so, yeah, it's all for good. Or it's all for the best, I guess. Leah, yeah, we're gonna get caught up, and I'm gonna miss my window for the post office. Yeah, I have. So it takes me 15 minutes, hopefully only 15 minutes, to drive to the post office. But I also want to swing by my mom's real fast to pick up Kiki if I can. It's her dog. Luckily, I live like so close to my mom that if I give my mom a heads up, it won't take me very long to grab Kiki. My goal is to get off by 5 my time, which is in about 25 minutes. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We'll just go through stuff fast, and I will try to. Ooh, Leah, I love this. I love the idea of a trade. Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that. That is great. Especially because I really like coaching, and I always have to like rein myself in when I was like, okay, okay, so funny. I gave her my rates when we did our coaching earlier this week. Well, I gave her the rates a couple weeks ago, and she decided to do an hour-long coaching, but like I was having fun chatting and talking. We ended up going an hour and a half. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to charge you extra because I could have cut you off, and I didn't. So yeah, that could be very fun. Let's talk about that. Let me actually get back to stuff here, because I'm sure there's a lot to go over that we have not talked about. A lot of this we have talked about. I haven't actually gone back and used a ton of the pens that I received initially. again. So 3 subject notebook, we've talked about this. I guess if we don't get through everything, I could always do a stream tomorrow, whereas usually I don't, except that I actually do have a lot of stuff to get to the post. Like, I have orders that I couldn't get done today that do have to get out tomorrow. I have a bunch of stuff that, basically, I have some orders that have to go out today, and I managed to get all of those done, but I also have more that have to go out tomorrow, and I meant to get some of those done today, but I was having some major printer issues. I mean, I guess they could have been worse, but basically when I sent a print job to the printer, it would only print occasionally, and a lot of those times I had to restart my computer to get it to print. And so luckily I only had to print about 5 pages, but it was still really annoying. And so if I run into that same issue tomorrow, then I wouldn't have time tomorrow. But if I don't, then it would be okay. Leah's idea for a Saturday stream could be good. Hi, Shakira. I could also just continue this on Monday if I can't on Saturday for some reason. But yeah, I do want to get to the post office today. As I mentioned, just from a security standpoint, I'm sure it's okay to have orders sitting in the mailbox overnight, but I don't like them to. And then also, if I say that I'm shipping them today, I at least want them to be starting processed by the post office today by last pickup, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those honesty things. And then also, it's good from a point of view of if something goes wrong, knowing that I always drop everything off at the post office on the date that I print the label. And it's good to know. It's okay, I always drop it off at the post office day I print a label. Anyway. Oh, Shakira, talking about the back to school crash yet for the Erin Condren website. So I saw the Erin Condren's notice that they got it back up, but I did not actually, I was not there for the actual crash and haven't really heard too much about that. I just saw the announcement. I think, what was it? A collection so good it crashed the site, I think is what they said. But yeah, I don't know too much about that. Do you know if it was literally just a lot of people on the site that caused it to crash, or if there was maybe something else going on? I know that in the past, Life Planner launches have crashed the site. Yeah. Yes, Erin Condren fans are definitely quite serious, Shakira. I've also experienced site issues for the Life Planner launches. I just didn't, because I got sent PR boxes. I told myself I wasn't going to spend money here at this point in time on anything else, at least right at launch, because I didn't really need it. And I'm trying to declutter right now. And so getting more and more Erin Condren stuff is a problem. So I'm I think PR is enough. Felt like a system overload. Yeah. Okay, I'm on this page, and between the time crunch and anyway, I don't feel like I have anything particular to say about these. These color changing brush pens are so cool. I have not figured out how to implement them, but they are so rad. I love, love, love them. So cool. It's the adult version of the Crayola color changing markers as a kid, and I am down for it because kids get all the cool stuff. Yeah, highlighters. Again, I wish these pastel highlighters or just pastel highlighters were a thing when I was in school. Maybe they were, and my mom was always a bargain hunter when it came to school supplies, and I was never willing to spend my own money/allowance on nicer stuff, except very, very small situations. I would spend money on slightly nicer notebooks, and that was, I think, about it. So, Ackman, you're saying you doubt there will be much left on the Erin Condren site that you have yet to buy on their Black Friday sale. Yeah. I still do want to get the the stamp pens to try out. I know we've heard conflicting things about them, but I still want to give them a shot. I still think they're so cool. I'm also absolutely loving these fine tip white erase markers. Not gonna lie, I haven't really used them since I tried them out last week, but I am still just like obsessed with them. If I go to the menu and select new items, it shows all the new stuff like Star Wars minions, etc. Well, I barely have enough time to go through the back to school stuff. Lindsay holding out for the backpack though, that will be interesting. There's something, okay, so I think I've told you guys that Erin Condren sends out an affiliate newsletter every month. And part of that is where you can apply for like collaborations to get PR stuff. And I'm not sure if I'm able to tell you this one thing. Remind me like at the beginning of August and I can tell you this particular story. It may or may not have to do with anything I actually get, but yeah. I really love those white wet erase pens. They're just fun. They're just fun. You've seen these a few times. I think I've talked about it. I might keep the one that they sent me this time for PR, but they've sent me them before for PR. And I ended up giving the last one that I got to my mom to keep her sewing stuff in because sometimes she will sew quilts. I think it's like Quilts of Valor, and I forget exactly where they go to, but it's effectively like you sew quilts and donate them. And so sometimes with her group, she'll bring her sewing machine and her sewing stuff with her. So having an accordion thing like this apparently is very handy because it can kind of compress for travel, but then she can take it out and access everything that she wants. So those are very cool. If I end up keeping one of these, I'll probably be putting craft supplies in it because my craft table is ridiculous and I need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as storage goes. Yeah. Shakira talking about one thing you haven't found is the family planner. Does anyone know where to find that? Ooh, Harmony Colorful Vegan Leather Folio. Oh, this is the planner folios. See, I'd want to get one of these, but I know realistically I wouldn't use it. So if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, I think I can say this. They sent it to me for PR, but told me not to talk about it until later because at least at the time, it was not releasing until a little bit later. We might be talking about different things, in which case they sent me something that I can't talk about until a little bit later. Apparently they're going to send out an email when I can. So I'll probably just end up doing a different stream. They don't have a A5 version of the folio yet. That's lame. Maybe they're thinking that people that want the folio experience will go with the ring agenda. But I mean, honestly, I think that having the option to take a planner in, go in and out of the folio is great. And it also gives you the option to kind of fold it back on itself and put it in the folio if you want to do it that way. So that's very cool. I haven't used the calculator yet, but I'm excited about it. I'm trying to declutter my desk before I figure out exactly what other stuff I'm going to put on it. So yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. They might be waiting to see how well it sells before committing to another size. Yeah, you have the slate blue folio and love it. Grab the academic with the blue layer cover for content planning. So your nerd butt is getting all the things to coordinate. Yay! Ooh, you saw someone preview a 7x9 family planner with a different layout. Can't remember who it was because you've been binging the back to school videos. Ooh, it's possible someone didn't get the note. Ooh, I wonder if they got in trouble. I'm sure it was completely innocent if they showed it. But for me, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of my haul that I did go in and look through everything. My mom was available when the box came, and I actually had it shipped to her place. Because I haven't had too many issues with porch pirates in my neighborhood, but I have had the occasional issue, and she has a camera at her door, so it makes it very easy to tell when a package comes, so we can just pull it in immediately. So if it's ever anything expensive, I just have something shipped to her place, and she lives so close. So anyway, because she was home at the time, and I have access to her front door camera because, again, we live so close. Anyway, she was home at the time, so I like did a little unboxing and went through everything with her. I'm interested to see about the backpacks because I've heard that we saw a thing that said that the backpacks were going to be arriving in August, and then they came out with the teacher planner release. So I think it was 𝗏𝗏𝗏 that said it was the customization or the personalization that was coming out in August. I forget, was that you actually having talked to Erin Condren, or was that a guess as to what might be happening? But it will be interesting in August to see what happens with that. The kids reading log and journal, again, is so cute. If I was specifically, I'm glad they sent it to me. If I was specifically buying it, I would have gone for a couple of the other like kids and middle school journals before this one, but it's still so cute. And I love how they put plastic coils on stuff meant for kids just to like be extra safe, because the metal, if it bends, can get a little bit bent out of shape. Yeah. Okay, so 𝗏𝗏𝗏, you said they specifically stated the personalized ones. Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at the card here. I probably don't need to have it on my desk. Personalized option available. They have that on the card, and then the way they say it, arriving in August, here made it sound like the whole backpack was arriving in August, but yeah. Weekly student schedule. I don't think this was one of the things that I was sent, and this looks cool. Weekly student schedule desk pad. Maybe this was, and I'm just like misremembering. I don't know. It's like seriously like first world problems to not remember what I get sent for PR, which is like, again, very sad. Because I know how lucky I am to be on Erin Condren's PR list. They're very nice to me. When they send out the emails with like the PR options, you can either apply for one PR box like specifically, or you can say like, if I'm picked, I don't care what I get. And so I'm trying to figure out if for next month, I don't care, or if there's something specific that I want. Again, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it, so I don't think I can actually ask you guys, unfortunately, because if I could, that would be helpful since you guys are the ones that I'd be showing the stuff to. That's very cute. I like that. I like the whole thing. I mean, literally, if I had the space and money, I'd say box up the entirety of the Erin Condren site and send it to me. I mean, if they want to send me the whole site for PR, I'm down. I highly doubt they would. Yay, me being a micro-influencer. Like, back in the day, I had a little bit more sway because my links were clicked a lot during the Life Planner launch. But now that they have a more robust program and they have more affiliates and whatnot, yeah. This is another one of their notepads that released. It is a sticky notepad, and I think this is so cool, especially for people that have a lot to do every day, but it can kind of change every week. But you could take this and put it on the front of your planner or something like that. So it's a little bit easier to get a hold of. Yeah. Repositionable weekly whiteboard family planning notepad refill. Oh, okay, so they have a few different refill options available, and it looks like this one, you can specifically choose the cover. Okay, Leah, I will open your email when I can. I typically don't, I don't like to open emails on stream and like show them to everybody unless I've pre-vetted them, just for security purposes. I used to work in auto finance, and I mean, with that, you had to deal with like social security numbers and names and addresses and stuff like that. So because I do have that background, I try to be fairly, I try to think about the whole like security and stuff like that, but and then I also try not to distract myself any more than I'm already going to get distracted on stream. But yeah, so it looks like there's the to-do one that everyone comes with, and it looks like you can change the colors of the dots if you're buying a replacement. And then there's that one that we just looked at, and then there's also this one that you can do. Prep. Oh, so it's like specifically a teacher one. Very, very cool. Nice. Okay. It would be cool to see if they release more customized ones. I'm not sure exactly what I would want for something more customized, but it would be cool. Ooh! The color blends in the pouch. If only it had like more of the little accordion things. But honestly, in a lot of situations, 3 is probably probably plenty. So cute. And then some of this stuff I know has already been released. I think this one was already released, but like I know the Too Cool for School sticker book has been around for a couple months. I'm pretty sure this one has already been around for a couple months. So we're getting into some of the teacher stuff. I'm going to kind of scroll past it. I think it's the teacher dual tip marker 6-pack that like I might, next time I actually put in an Erin Condren order, I'm very fortunate that they do send me a lot of PR, but it also means that I don't put in a lot of orders. And when I do, unless I need something for a specific time, I like to try to get to over the free shipping threshold. So yeah. Okay, I think we're past the a lot of the back to school stuff and into the planners. Oh, I really want to get that cover for my for like a big planner, but I already have it for the small one. So to some extent, I'm like, do I need it? Okay. I think we've looked at a fair amount of this stuff already. There are very few things that I will actively, by the way, on the Erin Condren website say this is not worth your money. The glue tape duo, unless you actively want an Erin Condren branded one, it is very cute, but you can get a glue tape dispenser at like an office store that has a lot more glue on it for less money, and I'd highly recommend you just go with that. A lot of this stuff, I'm like, oh, it's really cute. Like, you can get something else that maybe like doesn't have the Erin Condren flair or is just dysfunctional or whatever. With these, unless you really need like the Erin Condren asterisk, just get the normal stuff. In my opinion, yeah. Let's see. I haven't even looked at the Star Wars stuff, but maybe that's going to have to be for a different time. Because, again, I have like 7 minutes left. There should be a cover sale sometimes this year, Ackman. Yeah. I hope that they have a cover sale soon. This is so cute, this little like file folder thing, but I've been going to the Dollar Tree a lot to get like organization stuff. And they have something kind of similar, except it's supposed to be for like dishes and a dish rack thing at the Dollar Tree. I'm sure it's not quite as sturdy. And it is white and not gold, but they do have some gold wire stuff there, and you could always get like spray paint something. I think the spaces in between are a little bit bigger, but okay, I shouldn't be like super pleased about this, but again, I've been trying to organize, and so I got these like square things. They're very flimsy because they are, again, from the Dollar Tree. And so I'm going to experiment with like effectively cutting one apart and reinforcing one with another. But just being able to put like my Erin Condren stuff and kind of sort it out. So I have pens in this one. I'm not going to pick it up because it's heavy, but I have one where I have like planners and books and stuff. And then I have one where I have the other stuff. And just being able to like have it like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 more, and one of them is going to be for, like, definitely give this away, like, bring it to Northwest Children's Outreach, which is a local thing that is, they, like, only take donated stuff that's, like, new or in, like, new condition, and the idea is that parents can go and, like, get nice stuff to give their kids as, like, birthday presents or Christmas presents. It's not like Goodwill or some other places where a lot of stuff is like usable but obviously used or things like that. It's like the nice stuff. So I think because I'm not allowed to sell any PR that I'm not going to use, once I've given my family dibs on anything they want, I think I'm going to take it there so that it can go to some local kids whose parents don't have a lot of money to buy nice stuff. I know that growing up, I mean, I don't know what my parents' financial situation was exactly, but I guess is they could afford it. But my mom has always been a bargain hunter, and so I never got like the fun, like brightly colored school supplies. I kind of got like the base stuff. And I know for me, even having grown up with a bargain hunter as a mom, sometimes I felt kind of left out. And so that's the closest experience I can get for parents that like legitimately can't afford to get stuff for their kids. You know, anyway, for somebody who can't afford like a lot, you know, school supplies, or let alone nice school supplies, being able to like get, you know, an Erin Condren planner or a set of pens or something, that I'm sure that kid would absolutely love it. And so I think that's a really great place for any of the PR that I get that that I can't use and people I know can't use to go and hopefully find a good home. The sticky note ball is so fun, 𝗚𝗏𝘁, but I feel like, yeah, I was just going to say, I think my cats would tear it apart. And then in your comment, you're like, you should get it and send it to me for the felines to play with. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to go into the desk accessories. Okay, here's the kids stuff. Okay, yeah, so we've gone through a lot of this stuff already, whether it's on this stream or other ones. And then I think we're down to the bottom of the page. And so I think with 3 minutes left, I think, do you guys want to go through the Star Wars and the like other themed back to school stuff in a different stream, whether maybe I feel like streaming on Saturday or Monday if I don't have anything better to do? We could do it then. I've been kind of casually thinking if I don't have anything like super pressing on Monday, Mondays is a nice plan with me day. But we've also done a couple plan with me's lately, and so doing something else on Monday this next week might be kind of nice. But it also would kind of be a continuation of today, Thursday, if we end up doing it Monday. So yeah, you think half your order was Star Wars, Sharon? Yeah. The chat window cleared itself? Ooh. It shouldn't have done that, but at least it seems to be working now. That's so weird. So here, I've mentioned this before and I'll mention again. I love the Star Wars stuff. I'm not really into Star Wars. I've seen episodes 1, 2, and 3 a long time ago. I barely remember them. I think I saw episode 4 when I was a kid. Again, I don't remember it. And for the past several years, I've been meaning to go back and watch episodes 4, 5, and 6. And I think I saw episode 7 when it was in the theaters. And I do remember that a little bit more. But I think it might be a case of I didn't quite have as much of the context as a lot of people did. So yeah, I think 𝗬𝗏 educating herself on Star Wars might be a thing that needs to happen. If Star Wars is available, I was just going to say, oh, if they're available on streaming services, maybe we could do like a watch Star Wars and hang out sort of thing. But I just realized it's on Disney Plus probably, and I don't have Disney Plus currently. Yeah. So maybe I'll get Disney Plus for a month at some point and watch it, or I'll just get it out from the library or something. I still keep my Blu-ray player around, my Blu-ray/DVD player, just in case. I rarely use it. I have gotten rid of a lot of my DVDs, mostly just kept the ones that I like really love the movie or have some sort of sentimental attachment to. And most of what I watch is streaming stuff. Yeah. For a little while, my dad had Disney Plus, and so I was piggybacking off of him. And he said he was going to cancel like 6 months ago, and he didn't. So I was like, huh, it'll be interesting to see when he cancels it. I literally just went in last night to see if I could watch something, and he finally canceled it. But I don't know if it was like actually this week or if it was like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, because it's been a long time. So who knows? It is 5 o'clock, and I have officially half an hour to get to the post office. And so, funny story, this was my lunch that I made, and I had like 4 bites before I started streaming, and it's still there. So this is probably also going to be my dinner. So I'm probably going to gulp down a couple of bites and then go get Kiki and then go to the post office. And then I'm actually going to go back to the Dollar Tree to get some more containers and stuff like that, because apart from things just not going my way today, but like the clutter in my place has gotten insane. And I found some cute little, I mean, they're not expensive by any means. They don't look super expensive, but these little black things at the Dollar Tree fit nicely under my coffee table, which you can kind of half see is right behind my desk. Yes, my hair is like crazy clipped in the back. I meant to put it down before the stream, and I'm like, it's too damn hot. And yes, I'm a wimp, because I know I'm in Oregon and people here are wimps when it comes to heat. But yeah, anyway. So I'm going to try to go there and get more stuff. Okay, yes, Sharon, you're right. I have to say bye. I suck at goodbyes. Thank you for being here. Please like if you enjoyed it. If you're watching the replay, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you made a back to school, Erin Condren back to school purchase, or if you're planning to, and I will see you next time. Bye!